1310 WICH with Fishing Today. Whether it's in the ocean, on the pond, in the stream, or off the dock, it's all about fishing. Let's join Jesse Roach with Fishing Today on 1310 WICH.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Fishing Today on WICH. With me, Rick Joseph on the other side of the glass. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good, good. I think Jamaica Bay got me a little sick, though.
Oh, boy.
How about you?
I'm doing all right, thanks.
All right. So, yeah, back from Jamaica Bay, big kayak fishing tournament down there. Very happy to say our friend Eric Harrison, who we had on the show, you can check out the podcast on Mixcloud. That's Mixcloud, and look under Fishing Today on WICH. And a big win for him, as it was all about the weak fish. Fluke were out of season. I did catch plenty of fluke. I had to let them all go. But the weak fish was a very evasive species down there. And we did manage, well, we didn't, but Eric did. He spent 7 hours on one fish. 7 hours not catching any, but one. And it was 30 inches long, and it was worth the win. So he is going.
Battle.
He's going to the Hobie World Finals down in Louisiana this year. So we want to congratulate Eric Harrison on a great win down there in New York. And what a beautiful place to fish. You know, it's you'd think, wow, New York City. Who's fishing in New York City? But I'll tell you what, with the Freedom Tower and the skyline behind you and the Brooklyn Bridge in the background, you know, that is a pretty cool spot to fish. And there's a lot of species in there. So if you get a chance to go down there, there's plenty of camping accommodations. And day trips are fun, too. And I hope everyone got to hear Elias Weisberg last night, as he was close. He almost won it. But he's also a former winner and also went to the World Nationals out in Netherlands, as we heard. So lots to talk about today, lots of events going on, some tourneys, a stocking report. They're still stocking those trout if you're getting in on that, and some news and weather now with Rick Joseph.
All right. We've got the DEEP making an announcement that this week is National Safe Boating Week, May 21st through the 27th, and they're encouraging all boaters to be safe on Connecticut waters. Of course, we always do, while enjoying the upcoming boating season, which unofficially begins Memorial Day weekend, next weekend. This year's DEP is kicking off National Safe Boating Week on Saturday, today, the 21st, with its partners, the Coast Guard and the Coast Guard Auxiliary and the United States Power Squadrons at the U.S. Coast Guard Open House. And the U.S. Coast Guard Open House in New Haven will offer displays on safe boating while interacting with the Coast Guard and the Coast Guard Auxiliary and the police departments and DEEP. This year's Great Park Pursuit, Connecticut State Parks Adventure, now in its 11th year, introduces children to the wonder of nature and provides free outdoor experiences for the entire family. And it's May 21st. On May 21st today, the Great Park Pursuit is dedicated to boating safety. Will be held at a Connecticut State Park, and visitors will have the opportunity to explore the park and learn about safe boating and experience a ride in a canoe. For more information, visit ct.gov/NCLI for clues and information on the location of the state park. And while at the park, guests can also enjoy DEP boating staff in the National Ready, Set, Wear It event, where they'll try to set a new world record of life jacket wear in one day. And new this year is an interactive exhibit at Mystic Aquarium that educates visitors on navigating boats and the importance of wearing life jackets. Visitors will learn about the importance of navigational signs and buoys while boating and ways to keep Connecticut's waters clean by preventing the spread of invasive species and using pump outs. The exhibit is made possible by a partnership of DEP and Mystic Aquarium. And safe water skiing. Towed water sports are a three-person sport in Connecticut requiring a driver, spotter, and skier or tuber The driver must designate a person on board as an observer. This person must be at least 12 years of age. The observer shall assist the operator and monitor the progress of the water skier. As of October 1st last year, 2015, the operator is also required to hold a safe water skiing endorsement as well as a boating certificate. For additional information and to take the online course to obtain the safe water skiing endorsement, you can get more information at connecticut.gov/DEEP/water ski endorsement.
I believe that's a new law, too. That's something. So if we weren't familiar with that, if everyone was, getting ready to go water skiing, and they might not have known about that, but that is a new law. So that is something to keep in mind before you get out there.
You got to have three, right? At least three, yeah. You can have more in the boat.
Oh, yeah.
Got to have a spotter. Okay, that's what we have for news. Want to go right into the marine forecast?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, out on Long Island Sound, southeast winds around 5 knots today, increasing to 5 to 10 knots this afternoon. Seas 1 foot or less, and 1 to 2 feet this afternoon, with that chance of rain late. And then southeast winds around 5 knots tonight, becoming northeasterly after midnight. Seas 1 to 2 feet, with rain likely tonight. Tomorrow, northeast winds 10 to 15 knots, gusts up to 20 knots, diminishing to 5 to 10 knots in the afternoon. Tomorrow, seas 2 to 3 feet, with a chance of rain in the morning. And then for Sunday night, east winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming northerly after midnight, and seas at around 2 feet. Water temperature in Long Island Sound, 54 degrees. And our high tides in New London, high tide at 10:05 this morning and 10:15 this evening. And tomorrow's high tide, 10:47 a.m. and 10:55 p.m. in New London.
Also, there's a full moon going on, too.
Yes, right.
So that you want to watch out, especially if you're in a kayak, that the tides are going to be whipping. And that includes reef areas and also the Connecticut River and maybe even the Thames River on an outgoing tide. You have to be very careful about that, because if you're in a kayak and you get a cramp or something, that can just take you right out. So while you're out there, be careful with that. It's a whole nother ball game in a full moon situation, as the flower moon, I believe it is called right now. So just be careful and mind your wares and how you can get about the area in those situations. Barometric pressure is holding at about 30.15 inches, and so we are expecting some rain. So that could be dropping, and as it drops, fishing gets good. So check all that out. All right, today we also have Josh Harris, an interview I had with Josh and his book with.
Let's take a break first.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll do that in a little while. Just telling what we're doing today here.
Okay.
And so he'll be joining us as well. So we'll check that out. We'll be back right after this.
Family, community, economy. This is our region. This is where we live.
Get the local advantage. Think local business first.
Hi, this is Andy Russell, Vice President and General Manager for Hall Communications Radio Group here in Eastern Connecticut. We've been proud to do business in this market now for more than 50 years. And over these 50 years, we've seen the area grow and prosper. We understand local business is the key to our success and the region's success. When you shop local, the money stays local. Here's Tony Sheridan, Eastern Connecticut Chamber of Commerce President.
I would like to encourage everyone to shop local first. Our local merchants pay local property taxes that support our schools and our municipal services. These local businesses also hire local people who shop and dine in our local restaurants.
Thanks, Tony. We encourage you to shop local today and every day.
Get the local advantage. Think local business first.
Think local first.
No matter the season, there's always work to do. Stop by Johnson's Hardware and Rental to check out the legendary power and performance of Husqvarna to help make the toughest jobs easy. From tractors and mowers to chainsaws and trimmers, Husqvarna has been the choice of professionals and homeowners alike for more than 325 years. Johnson's carries a full range of genuine Husqvarna parts and accessories. There's never been a better time to choose Husqvarna. For a full lineup of Husqvarna products and accessories, visit Johnson's Hardware and Rental. Check out the season's Weber grills during Johnson's annual grill sale Saturday, May 21st. Grab a free hot dog between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Live in an apartment complex or condo? Weber Q-Series portable grills use 16-ounce propane bottles. They also have an electric Q-Series grill. Johnson's Hardware offers free delivery, assembly, and a 20-pound propane fill with the purchase of an E210 or larger. For a full lineup of Weber products and accessories, visit Johnson's Hardware and Rental, 44 Hill Road in Groton. Call 860-448-1760.
Progressive brings you Flowetry with Flow.
A tool called Name Your Price. Get a grip on your spending like an industrial vice. It's nice. Beats rolling the dice. I prefer brown rice. Don't carry dumbbells when you walk on thin ice. Splash.
Get insurance based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. Visit progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
All right, we are back fishing today on WICH and talking about some local events here in Connecticut. On the Water Demo Weekend, it's upon us. And if you're looking for a new kayak or stand-up paddleboard this season, there is an event at Black Hall Outfitters. That is on Route 156 in Old Lyme, right on the Black Hall River, a great location to check out. And that is today and tomorrow is the best time to make your new purchase and get out on the water this summer. And the demo fee is $20, and you buy a boat and you get $30 back. That's at Black Hall Outfitters, and literally you just go right on the water. You just pick your boat, pick your SUP, and off you go. And that again, Black Hall Outfitters in Old Lyme, Route 156. Boat Locker in Bridgeport. Our friend Sean Barham, who's been on the show, he is a kayak fisherman, a Hobie fisherman out of there. And if you're thinking about the kayak fishing world, well, there's a place to be. And presented by Boat Locker, designed to get you familiar with the Mirage Drive kayaks and Hobie, and they're going to be there. And a great time to get out on the water and really experience it all. Three Bells, they're outfitters in Niantic. They're also having a first cast that is going to be going on June 11th. So check that out. In other news, the Tourney's going on in the area. Tomorrow, Coventry Lake and Wongabog Lake. Bass Bums, that's at the state launch. Also tomorrow, Gardner Lake in Salem. Rippin' Lips, that is at the state launch. Looking ahead to next week, already Memorial Day. How about that? And Patchogue Pond, Bassin' for Fun, that's at the state launch. Batterson Park on the 28th. That's at the Patchogue Area Bassmasters at the state launch. The 29th, two on the 29th, Patchogue Lake, Wyndham Fish and Game Club, that's at the state launch. Powers Lake in East Lyme, Thames Bassmasters, that's at the state launch on the 29th. Looking ahead to the 1st of June, already there, Patchogue Pond, Wednesday night trials at the state launch. Also 6-1, Rogers Lake in Old Lyme, Bassin' for Fun at the state launch. And Beach Pond, Thursday night Bassin', that is at the state launch as well. Getting into some stocking, I know everyone's still up on the trout, and in eastern Connecticut, the Willimantic River was stocked between the 16th and the 20th. Scungamog River, Scantic River, Chinook Brook, Little River in Canterbury, Hammonasset River, including the trout management area over in Madison, Mount Misery Brook, Myron Kinney Brook, Indiantown Brook, Coggenshaw River, Roaring Brook in Glastonbury, and the Salmon River, including the trout management area, all have been stocked. Lakes and ponds in eastern Connecticut, Amos Lake, Long Pond, Wyasup Lake, Crystal Lake, Green Falls Reservoir, Angus Park Pond, and Gay City Park Pond. In western Connecticut, Wananoskapamak Lake. In trout parks, Chatfield Hollow, the brook only, and the trout park was stocked. And some rivers and streams, eastern Connecticut, 5 Mile River, Quinnebog River, Moosup River, Snake Meadow Brook, West River, East River, Salmon River, Natchog River, Mount Hope River, Fenton River, Hockanum River, including the trout management areas, French River, 8 Mile River, Hunts Brook, Latimer Brook, Patchogue River, Quinnebog River, Middle River, Willimantic River, Furnace River in Stafford, lakes and ponds in eastern Connecticut, Pasture Pond, Crystal Lake, Walker's Reservoir, Black Pond in Woodstock, Uncas Lake, and Rogers Lake. They were all stocked between the 7th and the 13th. So there you go. Go get some trout and make sure your license is good for both the freshwater and the saltwater. If you do both, you can get those online. You go to DEP or you go to anywhere. There's really anywhere you get fishing gear, you can go get your license. And important to have, as ENCON police officers are not very forgiving with that kind of thing. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back. Josh Harris from the TV show Deadliest Catch. He's in to talk about his book about his father, Captain Phil Harris, a legend of his own time, and that's my hero, my dad, Captain Phil Harris by Josh and Jake, the brothers there. We'll have them after the break.
People who can afford a LASIK procedure sure are lucky. Imagine being able to throw away your contacts and glasses. Imagine waking up tomorrow with 20/20 vision. Too bad everyone can't afford LASIK. Well, guess what? There's a company that agrees with you. The LASIK Vision Institute is now offering dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK to make it affordable for everyone. That means you get the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology for a fraction of what others charge. And if you call right now, we'll schedule a free appointment so you can discover if LASIK is right for you. Results may vary. Call 1-800-793-6236. Even better, if you're one of the first 100 callers, ask about an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Let us help you. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you deserve at a fraction of what others charge. For your free appointment, call 1-800-793-6236. 1-800-793-6236.
This is Cynthia from New Life Home Care. Tell us what you do there.
We are a non-medical in-home care agency providing services like senior care, respite care, housekeeping, and sitter services for people in the community.
What makes your agency different from other agencies?
Our care coordinator's sole purpose is to create a specialized care plan to meet the family's needs. And we have an in-house trainer which gives all the caregivers a walkthrough and training on specific client care plan. Because as you know, no client is the same.
What services do you provide?
We provide live-ins, hourly, overnight, for as little as 3 hours a day to as much as 24 hours a day around the clock.
How can someone get in touch with you?
They can give us a call at 860-501-9526, or they can reach us online at anewlifehomecare.com. Our office is open from 8:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday, and then after hours, you'll get my beautiful voice on the other line. 860-501-9526.
America, the Sprint network is now more reliable than ever, and I'm on a mission to prove it's the fastest. I know there are non-believers out there, so I'm traveling the country betting anyone and everyone that Sprint is faster than their network. And Sprint's winning. I've won gumball machines, wedding cakes, giant teddy bears, anything people were willing to bet because they thought their network could beat Sprint. They thought wrong. The Sprint LTE network is now more reliable than ever. But don't take my word for it. Switch today, save 50% on most Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile rates, and stop overpaying for wireless. Visit a Sprint store or sprint.com/network to learn more.
Plans not exact match. Offer coverage not available everywhere or for discounted phones. Excludes taxes, surcharges, add-on, and premium content. Subject to new line activation fee and credit. See web for eligible plans. Savings until 2018 after pay full amount. Speed claim based on analysis of average delivered download speeds using Nielsen NMP data. Restrictions apply.
We're back, and first time for everything type of guest, Josh Harris from the Cornelia Marie on the TV show Deadliest Catch is with me tonight. How you doing, Josh?
Doing perfectly great. How you doing today?
Good, and I got to say, you are the first video game character that I've interviewed. I don't think sports stars matter because they don't talk, but I've definitely I played Deadliest Catch, the video game.
Oh, Jesus.
And you're definitely the first interview
that I've had of a video game character, which is very cool.
I totally forgot about that. Wow.
I actually sometimes use your brother's line, pillage and plunder.
Oh, hey, you know what? No argument there.
Sometimes the unedited version.
That is pretty amazing. Yeah, I forgot about that at that point in time.
But so here you are at the more calmer waters of New England. And a great book. Definitely had a chance to sit down with it. And Captain Phil Harris, a legacy well before the show came to town. And just hearing about your grandfather to Phil and how the whole thing unfolded, definitely worth the read. But now give us a little, if you can, an inside scoop to next season. You know, we've all been seeing the Cornelia Marie sitting there, not out there. We miss her. What's going on?
Well, I did buy the boat, and it's up to Discovery's goodwill whether I'm going to be taking it out this next year. Because I got a lot of stuff I got to fix, and it's going to take a lot of time to get it fixed. But they kind of are the deciding factor on everything. Then maybe they'll help me out a little bit more, or maybe they won't. So I'm ready to take the boat out though. It's getting it's fishing right now, making some money, but there's a lot of stuff that's got to get done to it before it can go full on crab fishing. So. We'll just see what happens, playing it year by year, and if it does go crab fishing, I fully expect I'll be in the driver's seat. So that's my plan, will, and objective. Waited 3.5, 4 years to get a hold of this boat, and so now I got it, and hopefully me and Jake will be running it together.
Nice. Yeah, it's always, definitely want to hear some good stuff about Jake coming back strong and getting back in the saddle. And that's every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock is when you catch the new episodes of Deadliest Catch on the Discovery Channel, and then I even think they have the week prior's episode on before that, so you can catch up with the whole thing. And are they doing After the Catch this year?
No, After the Catch, we had a show called The Bait that's on before the actual show. So I think that's on like 8 o'clock, and then it rolls into 9 o'clock with the show, and at 7 o'clock is a week before his episode. I think something like that. It gets really confusing.
As long as it's on a lot. And make sure you grab the book. That's Captain Phil Harris, Our Father, Our Hero, right? Or Our Hero, Our Dad.
That's correct.
Nice. So make sure you pick that up. And what's the .com? They can get that at SimonSchuster.com, correct?
Yeah, at Amazon.
At Amazon? Cool.
Amazon's a good one to buy it from.
Cool. So there you go. A great read. And make sure you pick it up this summer. And Josh, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thank you, brother.
And now, the Fishing Today Safety Minute on 1310 WICH.
All right, as we were talking about earlier in the news, it is Boat Safety Week. And with Boat Safety Week, we want everyone to really be prepared to when they're out there on the water. Just because Memorial Day is here does not mean the water temperature is good swimming weather. Connecticut's considered a cold water state, where the water temperatures usually don't exceed 68 degrees before June. Cold water can create dangerous conditions if you suddenly become immersed. Plan on the unexpected immersion. Dress for the water temperatures, not the air temperature, and wear a life jacket. When submerged in the cold water, your body can lose 25 times the heat. That's 25 times faster than it will in air. And for those paddling and riding personal watercraft or using craft that are typically less stable, like a small sailboat, the best way to increase survival time is to wear a life jacket and either a dry suit or wetsuit. For all other boaters out there on the water this time of year, DEEP recommends to avoid wearing cotton. Wear a hat. Fleece-lined is recommended. Dress in layers using synthetic fibers, as a polyester fleece is a good example of that. Wear a life jacket and bring a waterproof jacket and spare dry clothing in a sealed dried bag, and you can get those at any any retailer really that has boats and that kind of thing, like a Dick's or anything like that, to keep your stuff dry, as that is important this time of year. And as Rick was saying earlier, we're not even near 60 yet. We're in the mid-50s. That's pretty much in the deeper part of the sound. So you want to be careful, and especially now with the full moon happening. There's a lot of current. The rips are going to be ripping hard, and that stuff you're just going to have to be careful for out on the water. So another show is about to be in the books, but you can continue the fun. You can go to our Mixcloud. It's mixcloud.com. Then look up Fishing Today on WICH and all the interviews that we've had, and especially with Eric Harrison, who just won that big tournament down in New York City. You can hear all sorts of great information. The striper bite, how to get on that, night fishing, some safety features there too. Also go to WICH.com. There you're going to find the page Fishing Today on WICH, and that's where you can find some links to that. Also, we talked about the new water skiing laws and that kind of thing happening. So there's links that we have on that page, too, to get to the DEEP. And at the DEP, you can even find fishing reports, weekly fishing reports out there as to how the fish is doing. I know fluke season opened up this past week. Kind of a slow week for the people that I've talked to. I was out there fluke fishing. I wasn't catching much, so I got bored. So I just went on to the blues and stripers, as the blues are starting to move in, too. Naturally occurring, that is, not just at the outflow at Millstone. So lots of that going on out there. And so another week behind us. Next week we'll be back, and I'm not sure who we're going to interview. I'm gonna try to do a feature with local fishing manufacturers with lures and plastics and fishing poles and stuff like that, so we can help support all of our local fishing economy, as I think that's pretty important for all of us. And it's great products too. I know I use a few of them, and I buy them, not promotional, so I go buy them, and I prefer to buy local materials. So maybe we'll get into some of that next week, and where you can support our local fishing vendors. Okay, thanks to Rick Joseph on the other side of the glass, and we'll be back next week, Fishing Today on WICH. Have a great week. Tight lines, everyone.
Thanks for listening. Join us every Saturday at 8:30 for Fishing Today on your #1 local connection, 1310 WICH.